Rare CryptoPunk, you can see it on the screen there, sold for $11.8 million at a Sotheby's auction yesterday. So this is CryptoPunk 7523, and it's a sought after alien variety. He's wearing a medical mask, feels very fitting with the times. And the art specialist at Sotheby's, Michael Buchana, said that the sale demonstrates the strong demand that is still prevalent in the NFT world for these digital art collectibles. So I know we've been speaking a lot over the past 2 months about NFTs being in a bubble. You know, how long is this going to go on for? Now we see this CryptoPunk sell for $11.8 million. What does this tell you guys about the NFT space? I'm going to kick it to you first,
Can I
David.
get this one? Okay. So the way I'll frame this is that quote from a Sotheby's guy is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. When you sell a Picasso,
that's why I put it there. I was like, this is going to tee something up.
When you sell
great.
a Picasso for $500 million, do you say, oh, this demonstrates the demand for paintings? No, absolutely not. CryptoPunks are the original NFT, if I'm not mistaken, or at least the first line of them, and they reflect a real grassroots, sort of honest approach that was based on an interest in the technology at the time. Nobody cared about this stuff when they came out. I'm sure everybody on this panel is just beating themselves over the head for not having bought these when they were $100 a piece. It's just not the same as, Paris Hilton's going to pump out an NFT. And because this CryptoPunk sold for $11 million, there's going to be demand for that thing. It's art. It's non-fungible, right? It's in the name. They're not the same.
I'm with you on that one. I'm actually really interested that this fetched so much. I mean, I was asking someone early on in sort of the NFT craze, what's driving this? And it was just like, well, it's a spillover effect of the crypto markets, right? There's a lot of like excess wealth in the crypto markets right now. So for this to happen after this major drawdown, I think is actually pretty interesting. The fact that a CryptoPunk was able to fetch this much at auction seems, I don't know, a bit surprising to me. I mean, I know we've seen 69 million for people. I forget the last. There was another one. I forget the size of that one. But the fact that this sold for 11.8, I mean, it's really quite interesting to me that they're still valuing these rare pixels. It is kind of fortuitous that it had a medical mask on. That's a bit weird. It's very.
I know.
It sort of speaks to the moment in a strange. Like Nostradamus type way. That's kind of crazy for CryptoPunk lore. But yeah, I'm always very curious about these spends. Like, I wonder if these are, and like David, I think it goes to your point, right? Like, this is a marketing spend on behalf of the NFT sector itself, right? So, and that's even the spin that Sotheby's is presenting here, right? So if I'm like, I'm a crypto whale, I've done the ether.
Okay.
Yeah, spin, right? So like, maybe I'm saying, okay, this is my marketing spend for the sector writ large. And that's the thing I'm always wondering about, like, do people really value these as art? And I think some people certainly do, but at these high price tags, I'm always wondering if that's sort of the calculus behind the scenes. I'll toss this to you, Brady. I know you've done a lot of reporting on CryptoPunks, stretching back a number of years now. What's your take?
Well, I have a friend who fortuitously bought a bunch of these years ago, and his family is now set for life. So that is pretty cool for that guy, and he hasn't even sold all of them. So yeah, go him. Here's my hot take on CryptoPunks, and this very much squares with what David was saying. I'm going to contend that an individual CryptoPunk is not the work of art. The work of art is all 10,000 together, that it's a fractionalized art piece that demonstrates the power of programmatic art. And I think that, and the fact that it was done on the blockchain is powerful. I think these will be interesting to people for a long time. I was hanging out with an art guy this weekend, and he was like, well, do you think people will care about CryptoPunks in 1,000 years? And I was like, bro, I don't know if they'll be humans in 1,000 years, but I think for a long time, they are going to matter. And I think this is an important work.
Yeah, I mean, it's a piece of history. Sorry, Jen, go ahead.
Go for it. No, finish your thought.
Yeah, just to sort of emphasize again that there are differences between pieces of art, right? Like, based on not just their aesthetics, but their historical sort of import. And in this case, it's definitely history that you're buying. And so if you're an investor, for example, take this seriously. There is a huge difference between something that is positioned in a larger discourse and just something that's coined by some famous person. But Jen, go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say what was interesting to me is every time we talk about NFTs on this show, we kind of head off into the metaverse. And it seems like Sotheby's is really going all in on this metaverse idea. So they actually have a digital replica of their London building in Decentraland where you can kind of walk through with your avatar and take a look at all of the digital pieces on their walls. And I thought that was quite interesting and a nice extension to what's been happening at their auctions. And I know I ask this question all the time, but David and Brady, you guys are new, so I'd love to hear your opinions. What are your thoughts when you hear about really traditional art houses like Sotheby's playing in Decentraland? Like, what does that tell you guys?
I think it's always cool when people are willing to be experimental, so go them. Way to test out innovation.
I got a fresh pitch in the email inbox from Sotheby's today. They're doing punks on paper. That's the next thing. They're going to print out 5 punks and they're going to auction punks on paper. So they're going for, I don't know, some sort of statement about the digital, physical intersection.
With the private key on there? Will the private key be on it? Is that the idea? It's like a wallet for a punk?
I'd have to ask them. But
Okay.
no, they're going to print out some rare punks, number 6347, number 770, number 872, number 1819, and number 2830. And they're going to mount them on real life paper. You can stick them on your Realverse walls instead of your Metaverse walls this time. So yeah, they still are trying to milk this NFT thing for all it's worth over at Sotheby's. More power to them. It's gonna be interesting.
There's a lot of rare analog punks in crypto.
Yeah, I mean that certainly is the top level takeaway is that they can make money. They're interested in making money, but that's kind of the trick that crypto is designed to pull, right? You get people interested because they're able to make money, but then there are other implications, and the metaverse is a great example. Who knows whether it's going to totally play out, but certainly virtual goods are here to stay, and art is one of them.